I said, girl, why you keep calling? I said, girl, why you keep calling? Yeah. She said, I need a new whip. Yeah, cause I know that you're still ballin'. She just wanna go back to the future, so I brought that girl a DeLorean. 21 minutes until I gotta go, so I told that girl I'm gonna slaughter it.
Alright, y'all. Currently at the storage unit right now. There's a minute left, or minute something left. Bidding has gone up to like $920. I was hoping it would stay below or right at like that 610 to 700 mark. It did a little bit higher, but here, so might as well keep bidding on it. But yeah, we'll update you guys here in a second, and hopefully it's good news and we're going in there and getting this shit. All right, y'all, we won. Paid a lot more than what I wanted to pay for this unit. Ended up paying $1,100, just under that, I guess. But there's fees and stuff on top of it. Hopefully this works out, because I didn't expect to be paying that much for this unit. I really thought it was gonna be a lot less, but we're pulling up now. I'll show you guys the unit and how we're looking here. All right, in the unit, everything looks good. FFA jacket right off the top right there. Indiana one, it's an easy 50 bucks. There's a lot of stuff in here, at least 1,000 items. So definitely paid like less than $1 a piece, which is really good. But we're gonna show you some highlights. We gotta go through all this, so we're gonna show you highlights. All right, we're going through some of these, getting them sorted. Got a big stack over here. That's just a random bag pulled out. There's about, so far we found about 10 LL Bean tote bags, which is a really, really nice addition to this, because those all sell for around like, if they're good colorways, $40 to $100. But this is the deeper part of it. We've got some mannequins. We've got a lot of stuff in here. Still trying to figure out whose unit this was. Have no clue. But there's a lot of IKEA bags, so those are easy fill-ups. But I mean, everything's pretty good though. Honestly, like there's nothing in here really that we've even found that we're like, oh, we gotta donate that. Nike piece. We got some kids Scooby-Doo, some really good kids. Harley. That's not even a kids piece. Carhartts. United States Auto Club, that's an old one. But there's some good true vintage in here too. This is some stuff that we found we've put to the side. Got a nice like old Champion warm-up. Nice, it's not Pendleton, but it is a vintage wool blanket. I believe it's like JCPenney & Co. Or like a, I don't even know, I can't think of the brand. Look at the flock print, vintage Butler Running Man jacket. Champion one there, pretty cool. This really cool army fatigue right here. No clue what brand that is, but really cool fatigue to say the least. A lot of cool stuff in here. So yeah, we're getting through it. And this is gonna be a lot more than we thought. So everything in here is vintage though. So this is gonna be a really wild come up. But just filming this all it's gonna take us days. So everything I'm not gonna be filming, I'm just gonna show you guys kind of the highlights that we find, because a lot of it's just like $5, $10 stuff. I'll show you guys the higher end stuff, or just stuff that we think is really cool. Like right here, I don't know if you guys see that. I haven't even seen this one yet, but looks like a deep pile Patagonia. It is a deep pile Patagonia, and that's an adult size too. Right there is a nice, like, I don't know, $70, $80 bill. Good piece. But right now, today, first day, we just want to get through it all, organize it from what's going to go on whatnot, and then what's going to not go on whatnot, because this is just too crazy really to get through. But yeah, I mean, as you guys see, we started literally all of this stuff we've gone through is this corner, some of this, and then we've already taken a load up to the truck, and we've already gone through over 200 pieces. So you can imagine how many items are in here. But yeah, I'll update you guys here in a little bit with some of the cool stuff. We'll put them to the side, some cool or favorite finds. And whatever we find in here, we plan on running most of it on Whatnot, maybe some of the flea market, Depop, whatever it is. But yeah, this is a cool one right here. Before I end this off, I don't know how I didn't see this one. It says Lucy, but it is an LL Bean bag with the baby blue. Good colorway too. Looks like it's got some random stuff in here, but yeah, let's go. All these clothes, mids, old ass. These are old ass Carhartts. Yeah. Heart logo Carhartts. I don't know, is that 50s, 60s? That badge right there. And then slight hitters. I think we got like 10 to 15 bean tote bags. And then I think it was like a total of 8 to 10 Pendleton blankets, Beaver State, Hudson Bay, all those old ones, which is crazy. And then all this clothing, all of it. Good Lord. All right, y'all, day one. I'm getting the most expensive items out of the unit, which includes these 8 to 9, I can't exactly remember, Pendleton blankets. This mannequin we're actually giving to the lady that works here. She wanted it. It's like a North Face mannequin, kind of cool. There's a mohair blanket, and then all those tote bags, those bean bags. We are throwing those in today. But a lot of crazy stuff today. So a little recap later on. All right, guys, just got back home from day one of the storage unit thing, and let me tell you, I am so tired. I got all the stuff put in to IKEA bags, and there was probably 2,000 to 3,000 articles of clothing in there. Got them all put into IKEA bags, so that way for What Not shows we can just fly through those, and you guys will be able to purchase them for $1. If they do sell for $1, we're gonna do sudden death. Just fly through all of these. I got all the Pendleton blankets and tote bags and a couple of the crazy t-shirts in my car, which I'm gonna do a video of that here, just because there was very like dim lighting and it was kind of loud with all the people walking by and everything. But we have all the crazy stuff for the most part in the Jeep right now. So we're gonna dig through that here in a little bit, get a video of all the cool stuff I found. But this purchase was definitely worth it. This is my first true storage unit find that I knew there was gonna be some really cool stuff inside. I purchased some stuff in the past, which like 3 or 4 months ago, actually. If I still have clips, I can try to include a clip. But I purchased 2 storage units in my hometown and they were terrible. I didn't find like anything in them at all except for like a Harley hat. So that was like a waste of 150 bucks. But this one's a little bit different. It's a lot of bit different actually. 2,000 at least clothing items, all vintage 2000s. And the crazy stuff that you guys have seen already. But let me tell you, as my knees hurt, I am tired. I was only there for like 5 hours, but I am beat. Just standing up the whole time, bending over, getting every stuff in IKEA bags. You went through a couple thousand articles of clothing. I'm tired, y'all. So yeah, I'll catch you guys up here in a little bit once we go through a little recap of all the cool stuff we found. But yeah, in the meantime, I'm probably gonna go take a little nap. But yeah, crazy day, and I'll catch you guys up here in a little bit. All right, y'all, this is day 4 of me having a storage unit. We've already ran 3 What Not shows, 2 kids shows, 1 random one here, but the service is terrible. But yeah, you guys can see the unit is still packed, still loaded up with stuff. I've already made the profit back from this unit. I think we've already profited like $200, and we probably still have around like 1,000 to 2,000 items in here. Just a lot of stuff, and that's really good. I've already showed you guys some of my favorites the first day I pulled out. That was the stuff I saw in the picture. We ended up finding 9 of those Pendleton blankets and a bunch of those totes. I think like 13 to 15 LL Bean totes, which sell for around like 75 to 120 each. The blankets around 200 each. So with that, we'll have double the investment just with those things. But we're trying to get rid of these clothes first. So yeah, today I'm meeting Cody from Rags on Main Vintage. Pop up their Instagram, and he's gonna come and buy a bunch of stuff for me wholesale, just so I can help clear out a good amount of stuff I don't have to run on a What Not show, because there just is so much stuff. But hopefully he comes, maybe spends some money. I'll catch you guys up here in a little bit with some more information on how much he's spending and all the stuff he's buying. But yeah, excited to get through all this stuff and get out of this unit. So we got everything kind of sorted. We got some t-shirts, sweatshirts. This stuff right here is all 2000s women's stuff and some vintage women's pieces. All t-shirts right here. Sweatshirts, pants. A little bit of everything. A lot of purses too, which is good. We'll have to go through those today. Get a big bag of purses out. But yeah, also going to be good on IKEA bags for the rest of my life. I counted the first day. And just in the piles of stuff that were not organized, I think we pulled out over 100 IKEA bags. We still have all of these left too. So a lot of good stuff there. I got like a crib. Might do something with that. I don't know. Or a crib, a stroller. Might be selling that. But yeah, we got some old books, a bunch of random stuff. Crazy that'll come up in here though. It's like 30 designer bags. In Burke. A lot of cool stuff. This was a really crazy storage unit, and honestly, from just what I've heard and seen in the past, and I've looked at these storage units for months online, and I haven't seen one this good, and the quality was pretty amazing. I did figure out throughout time that this was just a local bins person, and they obviously didn't pay their rent for a couple months, so we were able to capitalize and pick up a lot of cool stuff. And this is the end of the video right here. I'm just kind of showing you guys a quick recap of my favorite items we got from the unit, and the stuff that's going to be most valuable, stuff that's going to sell for the best. And truthfully, just in this table right here alone, we have profit on the total unit. With everything, I'm just going to round up to about $1,500, and that includes like the gas and travel costs too. So about $1,500 total investment for everything we put into the unit. And this right here is a pretty good pile of Pendleton blankets, Hudson Bays, and then a bunch of these L.L. Bean tote bags, in which you guys have heard me in the past talk about how I love these bags. And every estate sale I go to, I am looking for these just because they're a lot of times hidden, and the people hosting the flea market or the estate sale don't know that these bags are worth a little bit of money. So we're gonna fly through these tote bags, and then I'll go a little more in depth with the blankets themselves. But first up, we got this really nice one right here, Boat and Tow. It's got, all of them have spots on them. You can give them a quick wash, but really, as long as there's no crazy holes, these are still worth a good amount of money. This is a good medium-sized bag right here. It's got the little bit extended handle, which is nice, and a good colorway. And I'm going to try to pop up comps for all the items as well, just so you guys can see kind of what they're worth. This is just a medium or a small size, I should say. With the C, a lot of these have embroidery on them because that was the thing with these bags. Everyone liked to get their initials put in them. This one's in really good condition though, good colorway. This one's crazy. I've never actually seen this color before. Really nice red faded out with the navy handles. Again, this one's in one of the best conditions of them all, on the outside at least, because it's not that cream color. The inside has some spots and everything, but again, the condition with these right here, the holes are what you kind of want to steer away from, not as much the stains. Next up, this one right here, nice, no embroidery, good medium size with a navy handle. I think this one will actually sell a lot better than some of the other ones because one, it doesn't have the embroidery, and two, it's a really nice clean colorway. I like the navy and cream. Nice red colorway. This one has some spots. Again, I think I'm gonna try to wash these before selling them, but I'm gonna have to look up to see, make sure the colors don't bleed into the bags because that would just ruin them all. Next up, we got a good big size red handled cream colorway. Has spots again. This one's one of my favorites, honestly. It's Joe. This one was the most heavily used, and this bag actually had some stuff from the former tenant, so I think this was maybe his personal bag. But this one definitely is gonna need a wash before I try to sell it. It has the Joe embroidery, but the colorway is really nice, and it's a good size. Big inside on that one. We got a little baby version. This one's really cute, L.L. Bean. I like this one. Good handle to it as well. I don't know how much those are worth, but you guys will see in the comps. Next up, really cool green navy colorway. The original owner, looks like they got this one for $5, which is a really good price for one of these bags. Good bean bag right there. This one's really clean as well. We got a good navy handle. This one's really clean. This one's not gonna need really a wash at all, maybe just a quick spot treat. But good colorway, medium size, cream with the navy. And then we got another one of these. I think this one's navy. Kate, what do you think? Navy?
Yeah.
Okay, sorry, I'm colorblind, y'all. This looks black to me down here, but this looks navy. Again, this one's a good fade, has a little staining on it. Good size on the inside though. And then these are the big boys down here. This one says Lucy in the embroidery, but this baby blue colorway is really cool. I think this one will be a good sell. I was talking to Kate about possibly taking off the embroidery, and she said, no, leave it. Someone named Lucy will probably buy it. Or buy it for a gift for someone named Lucy. But yeah, this one's a big inside, really clean. This has a nice stiff canvas, which is more desirable. And then this one right here is, honestly, this is probably my favorite, and if I was gonna keep one, this would be the one I'd keep, just because it has the embroidery, so that already deducts the value a little bit, and these are initials, which makes it even harder to sell. If it was a first name like Lucy, it'd be a lot easier to sell than the LMD. This one is a really, really thick, tall one, big inside on that one as well. The L.L. Bean. These bigger ones typically sell a lot better. They're harder to find, I feel like, and they're more useful, I guess, for especially the vintage people that use these the most. And honestly, I don't even know the market for these bags other than vintage people, because every time I go to an event or like a flea market, people always got these on their shoulder, loading them up, and I know people at the bins be wearing them too. So, not a bad piece at all. Next up, we are gonna do these blankets, and I believe I have 9 or 10 blankets right here. 8 really cool vintage wool ones, and then I'll start with this one right here. This is a wool one, but it's mohair. It's 100% mohair, good brand on it. I think these are sitting on eBay for around $50 to $75, not as desirable as the Pendleton ones, but still nonetheless, it is mohair, which is very sought after right now. And it's very clean with no big holes. This one is my favorite colorway of all the Pendleton blankets. I think this one is just really is a beautiful piece. This one has a nice Aztec print to it. I'll show the tag. It's right there, got the Beaver State tag. Really cool colorway on this one as well. And it's a good, I believe this is like a full to queen size blanket. It doesn't have the point system, which I like with the vintage ones. But yeah, this is a really nice blanket. And we got back-to-back Beaver States in that Aztec colorway. This one is a little bit of a smaller blanket, definitely more like a twin sized, but nonetheless, very clean piece. And it has, I think this one's kind of cool because it has different colors front to back, so you can flip it around. Universally use it for if you wanted the red or the blue colorway. You got like 3 or 4 of these Hudson Bay point blankets. This one is a 4-point. I believe they're all 4-point. But if you guys don't know the 4-point system or the point system in general, it's just the sizing on the blanket. So type of bed you have. I believe like a 3 is a full size. I believe 4 is queen size and 5 is king or like XL. But this one's a very clean blanket. I'm not gonna open this one up fully because we have multiple of these, but just a nice red wool with the black. It's a nice blanket. This is actually the one I looked up before I even started this video. The rest of them I really haven't looked up pricing, so when I do, it'll be in the edit so you guys can see the comps. This one is this is a 3.5 point, which I believe that's a 3.5 point. Maybe it's a 4-point still. I haven't seen the blanket with like a short stick right there. But I did look this one up, and there's a lot of them selling for around like $200 to $300. They're sitting listing. As for sold comps, I need to look to check that out. But yeah, this is the same type of colorway as that one. I'm not going to open it up fully, but you guys can get a nice little close up on that tag there. Really cool tag. You can tell it's old, and yeah, Hudson Bays are very sought after. Next up, we got another one of these red and blacks. This one is a strict 4-point, which I like that one a lot. It has those nice thick lines. Tag for this one is right here. It's the old Hudson Bay one. It's got someone's like name on it, but still very cool piece there. No holes. And that was also a cool part of these. Whoever owned this unit definitely collected these, and they collected the ones that were like flawless. None of these have holes. None of them have crazy stains. I only saw one of the cream ones that had like a stain on it, and it wasn't anything crazy. Next up, another one I did kind of pre-look up because this one looked like it had one of the older tags. Made in England. Very thick one, Hudson Bay. And this blanket, I think I saw them sitting for around like $300 to $400. Not 100% sure, but I'm just gonna guesstimate we can get around $200 per blanket. If that's the case, then that $200 times 10 will be about $2,000, and minus fees and everything, we'll be breaking even just on the blankets alone. This is a good 4-point there as well. I like this one a lot. This one is a 4-point as well, and this one looks a little more handmade. I believe this one is a lot older than the rest of them. And we got this one. This one's a little bit different colorway. They all have like a darker green. This one has a lighter green with the red. I really like that. 4-point on this one as well. And the tag for this one's right there. Good Hudson Bay. This is one of the older ones as well. This one's not a Hudson Bay actually, even though it has that striped classic colorway. This is a Golden Dawn by JCPenney & Co. I don't have the most knowledge on these Pendleton blankets just because you don't find them a lot, and it's not something I've ever really found. I've only found them once in 7 years of thrifting for a good price. I found them before, and they were like highly priced in an antique mall, but I've only thrifted one of these before, and it was years ago, and I sold it for way too cheap at the bins. Do you guys want to buy some of the crazy pieces, especially the ones I'm about to show? Make sure to check out my Whatnot. It is linked down in the description below. And yeah, I have a show tomorrow, 2/13, so make sure to tap in, drop some pre-bids, and check it out. All right, that's all for the blankets and the bags. Now I'm going to show you some of the clothing items that I personally like the most. There's a lot more to go through, but this was actually one bag that we found with all this stuff in it. And you can tell it's more recent add-in from the original owner, and some pretty good stuff. First up, got a modern pair of JNCOs. I was actually hoping to find a lot of JNCOs in this unit. We didn't. We found some really cool kids like Pepe and Paco jeans with the embroidered pockets. This is the only pair of JNCOs we found, and honestly, it's a shitter pair of JNCOs. I feel like he was putting it to the side to, in the future, repair this stuff or have someone do it for him. But this one's pretty crazy. I've never seen this shirt before. Jackie Chan's First Strike. Very thrashed out, but still wearable. It has a big hole right there, and a lot of people, especially in warmer states, California, Florida, Texas, they don't mind having these super holy t-shirts, and the back hit on this one's really crazy. On a good tag as well, and it's single stitch. Next up, the Independent Skateboard, another thrashed out one, but still very cool piece. Good fade on that one. This is probably my favorite t-shirt in the whole unit, and again, it's pretty screwed up. It has a couple crazy thrashing on it, especially in the front. It has a good sized hole, but this is a very crazy and sought after shirt. The Pantera, it's got the weed hits, it's got the band hit. Very crazy all over print t-shirt. This was in perfect condition. I'd imagine it's around like a $400 to $500 shirt, but in this condition, I don't really know how much it's worth. You guys will be the decider because it'll be ran on Whatnot for $1. And yeah, I'm not sure what show I'm gonna throw this one in, but yeah, it's a crazy one nonetheless, and it's on a good Hanes heavyweight tag right there. Next up, another crazy thrashed out, but this one is a Full Metal Alchemist, which is a really cool anime shirt, 2004 dated. There's the tag right there, Full Metal Alchemist, and it has a nice back hit as well. This one, the flaws on it aren't as crazy as the other ones. It has that little slit in the back right there, but nothing too crazy in this one. I still think this is a pretty cool shirt and someone will definitely rock it. Next up, we have not a t-shirt, but a Nike crew neck, and this one's actually not in bad condition at all. Has that one flaw right there, that one hole, but the colorway on this one's really crazy. The fade, the green swoosh. I think this one will still fetch a nice little penny on Whatnot. Next up, really crazy Iceman Nike George Gervin, or is it George Gervin? Not 100% sure. I believe this is a bootleg, or this is like a camp he held at one point where it was sponsored by Nike, but they didn't use actual like Nike t-shirts. Not 100% sure again, but it is a size small in adult, and it's still a good size small. But I've never seen this shirt before, and I know these old school like 70s, 80s Nike t-shirts can be worth a little bit of money. I just like that one a lot. Next up, the most modern of all these shirts I'm showing off, but this one is so cool and it's very clean. No flaws at all in this one. We got a Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2, which in my opinion, and the opinion of a lot of other people, is the best Call of Duty game and kind of the one that set the tone for the future of the franchise. And now that I'm looking at it, I do see a small flaw right there. Unfortunately, there is a hole, but yeah, still a really cool shirt, and that flaw is nothing too crazy because it's at the bottom of the print anyway. And I looked this one up, and I still think this one could sell for around like 40 to 50 bucks. Next up, we got a very crazy pair of Carhartts here. These ones are pretty thrashed out. Definitely going to be going to like a true vintage collector. They're still very wearable, but the crotch has a nice little hole in it. But it is the old Big C logo right there with the heart logo on the buttons and the clamps. Very old. I'll have to look up the exact date on these, but I'll pop a comp like for everything else. And this one's just one of the pieces I think personally was really cool in the unit. Doesn't have any holes, but it has some stains, some paint on it. It's a West Coast Shoppers zip up, black tag right there with a crazy back hit on it. These pieces on Depop tend to go for around like $100 to $150. With the small spots on it and everything, probably list this one for around like $85 to $100 and just see how it does. A super thrashed out Bob Dylan t-shirt, good fade on it. I just like this one because there wasn't many adult sized band t-shirts in the unit, and this one was pretty cool. It has a big hole in the armpits, but yeah, dated 1994. This one was pretty wild. Of course, thrashed out, super faded, but the thrashing on this one actually isn't too bad. It's mostly just the fade, but it is a nice early 2000s Tupac, really good faded t-shirt. It is on the Delta Pro Weight tag right there, good 2000s one. This one, I don't really know the value. I think it's a really cool shirt. I've seen these sell in good condition for around like $100, I feel like, but in this condition, I'm not 100% sure. Again, it's gonna be ran on Whatnot though. These are a pair that I'm probably gonna find the right buyer for. They're a pair of 80s Fox motocross pants with the Suzuki hits on them. I haven't seen a Fox piece this old and early in a long time, but Moto X Fox, and from Campbell, California, made in Finland. I've never seen something made in Finland before, but yeah, Suzuki Fox pants have some wear on them, but again, I feel like these will fetch a pretty penny with the right buyer. But yeah, I just wanted to show you guys these pieces at the end to go a little more detail so you guys can see comps of them, because in the storage unit you guys saw them, but I didn't go into full detail in there, and I just kind of wanted to show the highlights of the stuff because there was so much stuff in the storage unit. Hey guys, make sure to check out all of the future Whatnot shows. I'm probably gonna have 4 or 5 scheduled in the next like 2 weeks. But yeah, let me know in the comments how you guys think I did on this unit. Within total, it was a pretty heavy investment for everything in this unit, but I think it was well worth it. And I'm not gonna lie, when I was looking through the unit at first, I didn't find all those blankets. I only found like 2 of them, and I was really worried just because I was like, I'm gonna make my money back on this, but I don't know how much, and it's gonna be a ton of work getting all 2,000 plus pieces around and whatnot. But with all these blankets and all these bags, it settles my mind a little bit and it makes me feel a little less stressed. I really do think we can profit around like 4,000 to 5,000 on everything. But I'm gonna follow up in the next video and let you guys know how much everything sold for in the Whatnot shows and displays, and just to give you guys a rundown of how much profit was made. But in the meantime, I will catch you guys in the next video. Hope you guys enjoyed. Peace.